Welcome to Entrepreneur Talks. Our special guest today is Alex Gary. He's the Communications Manager at Thinker Ventures. Hello, Alex. How are you today?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Thank you very much for coming today. You are a member of one of the most well-known organizations in our community, but also I hear about that the Thinker Ventures is working on 1 million caps. Can you share a little bit about this and how that can help our entrepreneurs in the area?
Okay. 1 Million Cups was actually brought to town by Scott Dobbs of Whitfleet. It's a national, it was started by the Kauffman Foundation. They decided to have entrepreneurs in every Wednesday morning for free coffee at 9 o'clock because they wanted to build an entrepreneurial community. It went well, and it's caught on, and there are now more than 170 of these chapters around the United States.
Wow.
There's 4 in Illinois. Again, Scott brought it to Rockford, so for the first year, it was out at the Nordloff Center. Scott and a few people were kind of in charge of it. But at some point, it started to lose a little bit of momentum. I mean, Scott is an accountant, so 4 months of the year he's doing accounting work, and he's now out there shaking the tree. So I was one of the more consistent visitors, and we kind of saw the potential that this could be kind of become the hub of networking in the Rockford area. So we switched over to Thinker last September, and now we're averaging about 22 entrepreneurs a week. We've got over 300 on our email list, and that keeps growing. So what it is every Wednesday at 9 a.m. you can come to Thinker. We do networking for about 15, 20 minutes. Then we sit down. Then a small business owner or an entrepreneur gets out there, talks about their business for 15 minutes or so. Then we do a Q&A with the crowd. And how we try to help the entrepreneur is we videotape every single session. We put a snippet on YouTube. We put a snippet up on Facebook. And then we give you the video. So you can use it for whatever your own purposes are. And that helps because a lot of really small businesses or startups, they don't have the money to do their own video yet, right?
They don't have the money to find out these kind of outlets that allow them to people know about it.
Yeah, so we give them the video, they can use it for their own purposes. We try to do as much marketing as possible. So we're trying to build it as basically a place you can come and get known a little bit. And then one of the things we do with that newsletter is we list all the events of past 1 Million Cup presenters, and I list all of the other networking groups in town. So you come to 1 Million Cups, become part of our group, then we tell you about the Salsa Business Network, which is once a month. We talk to you about In Crowd, which is once a month. There's a Wabongo Wednesday once a month, the Rockford Social Square once a month. So there's lots of different groups out there that little startups or consultants can get plugged into, and then you can meet other people either as clients or partners. So that's what we're trying to use 1 Million Cups to build.
It's really interesting because you give them the opportunity to get the opportunity to expose their business in the community, which leads me to the second question. Based on your experience, which could be the 2 biggest challenges that most of your customers are facing right now?
So when you talk about customers, mostly, Thinker has a lot of large customers, and they have a different challenge than your small startups, right?
It's correct.
It's been very interesting that since we've been doing this since September, we've had over, well, you do the math, 40 or so presentations, and you'll have people who come in that they'll have a perfect 15-minute presentation. They've got video, they've got a slideshow, they've given it before, they know their elevator pitch, right? They're just there to spread the word and make some connections. Then we get some people, like there's a really excellent girl in town named Kiania Starks. I found her through the local 815. She makes soy wax candles, right? She sells them online. She's just doing them from home. She eventually wants to open a storefront. Well, when she came in to do her 1 Million Cups presentation, she had a handwritten presentation that she read, right? And it was because that was the first time she had ever presented her business to anyone. She was
exposure to
right. And so afterward, the 15-minute presentation, the Q&A was giving her tips. Okay, so do you have a business plan? Do you have an accountant? Has she taken the steps necessary to even dream about a storefront. And what we ended up doing with Kianya, that whole crowd was saying they needed to come to
I got the opportunity to know her.
SBDC.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So I love the wide range. People who've been at it for a while, and this is just more exposure to people who are really, just coming because they want to, get some actual tips from the crowd.
Great. If I ask you how you foresee the future of entrepreneurship in Rockford, which could be your vision?
Well, sorry. There's actually a few people working on this. Carrie Zethmeyer, who formed her own company called Zethmeyer, is working with your own Mike Colbert on what kind of like the entrepreneur ecosystem, right? If somebody walks into the SBDC and they need technical help with the website, or they need it's a funding issue, or they have a product idea, okay, right, then there would be a map, for that person to say, okay, we can help you. If we can't help you, this person can. If this person can't help you, this person can. We're trying to all get in the same boat,
right,
in terms of that. Thinker be involved in that. We definitely want to be. When I say the future of entrepreneurship, it's not just Rockford, but it's Beloit, right?
Right.
And it's Freeport, and it's Belvedere, and it's a little bit of Ogle County. How do we create something where we all have knowledge, so that when somebody walks into a place at the Northwestern Development Association, NIDA, out in Freeport, if they can't help them out there, where did they go in Rockford? Or, if they come in Belvedere to Growth Dimensions and they have a question, Growth Dimensions can point them to the right direction.
Right.
And maybe there's things in Rockford we don't have that they have in Beloit or Freeport. It's really, so I see within 5 years a real coordinated effort for people to work together so that people don't get lost in the cracks. Like this guy had a great idea and he talked to somebody, but then nobody followed up, and so he just got frustrated and gave it up. The goal is to not let that happen. If somebody has a great idea, make sure they take the next step, and then somebody follows that person, and they make sure that they take the next step and the next step.
Alex, thank you very much for coming today and share all this information with us. And with you folks, that will be all for today. And thank you, and see you the next week in Entrepreneur Talks. Thank you.